welcome to Real Talks, hosted by your girl, Raven Alexis. And this is a podcast that basically I decided to take our family conversations off the table and bring them straight to you guys. So if you guys like this podcast, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you want to hear from us in the future. And you also can just like this video. You know what I'm saying? Like and give us something to be excited about as well. And if you got any feedback on our podcast, anything you see that we can improve on, I would greatly appreciate that. And you can leave that down in the comment as well. So we're going to jump right into the podcast. These podcasts probably will last around 30 minutes. And yeah, y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Yep.
All right. So this is my mom. You probably will see her a lot in the podcast.
Hey, y'all.
This Miss B. I'm pretty sure if you're on YouTube, you seen a video of me and my mom when we did the military diet. Thank you to everyone that watched that video. That was what's up.
Yep.
And we got a lot of feedback from that video. And you guys probably will be seeing my sister here, Ashtanae,
Hey,
a lot in this podcast, and probably many other people that might come to the podcast. You
Right.
never know who's
Never
gonna come. And so like I said, I decided to bring the conversations off our kitchen table straight into this podcast. And you know what? Stay tuned. All right. So this topic this time is all about. You okay?
Yeah, I'm waiting on the topic.
Oh, this
Is
topic.
she over enough?
Yeah. I feel
Are
like
you
she
over?
is.
Okay.
You can come in some more if you. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right, y'all. So we had to get a little adjusted. But
Adjusted,
this
yeah.
topic is pretty much all about when someone feels like they're not good enough.
Okay.
And yeah, y'all can just share y'all experiences on if you ever felt like you wasn't good enough, whether it was for a relationship, for a project, anything you had going on. And yeah, we can just start off with just that topic. So have y'all ever felt like that before?
I'll let y'all start the conversation and then I'll just chime in.
Being that this is the first video, I think you should start off with.
You
How
just
you
don't
wanna
want
set
to
the
say.
sail?
You
wanna say
start
that?
off. It's,
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
think honestly, I feel like at one point I felt like I wasn't good enough. I can kind of go back to high school days where I felt like it was always I feel like I don't know. I don't even know why, because I'm cute. So I was trying to figure out.
Good enough has absolutely nothing to do with looks.
beauty.
Yes, it doesn't. But it was almost like I felt like I wasn't able to get the stuff, even though I was. Because when I started working in high school, I was like, you know what? I'm getting my hair done, my nails done.
You
it don't matter.
But you're still on beautification.
True.
That doesn't have anything to do with
So
if
I
you
guess
think you're good enough.
But really and truly, that's the problem. People feel like they're not good enough by looks. And
I don't know.
feel like
Mine's. You know, it is based on looks.
Yeah. You
think?
But not always. Not like superficial. Like I'm not somebody's prettier than me or not. Because I don't know if you would. I guess you could correlate it with not looking good or not thinking you're good enough. Like versus not fitting in. Like you can compare the two. Cause
right.
I felt like I didn't fit in growing up
Okay.
because I was the only chocolate out of
Chocolate scrumptious.
The three
And little did
kids.
she know I wanted to be chocolate.
I know scrumptious now, but all the cousins are light and bright, and you the only chocolate one. And then they
Right.
let you know that you the only chocolate one. And then on
Right.
top of that, you got to be a little chunky, and so you the only chunky one, the only chocolate
Right.
one. So you just singled out, and don't let you get onto your attributes, like me loving to read, and they
Right.
call me a nerd, which I thought was so bad, but now
Right.
it's so
What's up?
great.
That's the thing to
Right.
be. Right.
And
you
so
like-
experiencing
but-
all that, I feel like I just look like, okay, I just don't belong, I guess, since I'm the sore thumb that y'all keep pointing out.
Right.
And that could be people's
Perception.
Yeah, but then it also can be how people in their childhood feel like they're not good enough just because of what they probably
have heard
or
in
anything
the
like
family.
that. And and it is beautification in a sense, because it's like if you feel like you're not good enough, most of the time based on look.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of goes way deep inside after you do that. But like I was saying, when I was in high school, it wasn't where I didn't feel like I was good enough, like pretty enough or anything like that. But it just felt like I wasn't able to do what everybody else was doing, even though I
Got it.
was. But it was like everybody around me seemed like they was just living this little lavish life, and I'm like, okay, my life ain't bad or nothing, but dang, I
Yeah.
want to go experience something else or something like that or whatever.
That's true. That's true. I don't look at it as being not good enough, or thinking that you're not good enough based on beautification or based on your looks and what people have said.
Right.
I look at not being good enough based on other people's expectations
Now that's
of you.
something.
That's
Right.
that's the only thing that I look at as like, oh, well, I may not be good enough based on what you expect me to do or what your expectations are of me in different aspects of your life.
I don't think nobody set no bar for me. If it
Yeah.
was, it was very low, and I exceeded all of
I
it.
think-
But
Exactly.
Yeah, I think like if you have where you're not, pretty much not living up to the expectations of, other people,
You know
then
what?
that
or
can
your
make you feel like
parents.
I can say I never had external expectations. I set high expectations for myself.
Mm-hmm.
and that's good. I felt like people didn't think. Honestly, I felt like people didn't really think that I was gonna do what I was
Be
gonna
as
do.
successful, or,
Right, like, I feel like-
or go beyond, above and beyond what they
I
expected
really
of
feel
you.
like they set low expectations for me. I don't feel like nobody in my family, to be honest, told me or said, this is it, this is it. They felt
Right,
like
right.
I wanted to model when I was 13, and I went in the computer and did that modeling thing, and they was like, that's not a job. Yeah,
Yeah.
but when I got that $200 check at 16 years
You
old,
was
that was a
like,
job.
that's
to
my
me.
job.
That was
I
a
don't
job
think
to me.
I really don't think they knew any better.
They did.
They only saw as far as they went.
Right.
Not as far as they could go, but as far as they
as
went.
far as
And so they just projected that onto the people coming
Right.
after them. And so it's up to you to just
To
go.
basically exceed the expectations of people.
They can only give you what they were
I guess
given.
I never really cared what anybody thought. So maybe that's why this question is not as
Well, I
as-
cared what folks thought.
You did,
But it's not like I didn't want to care what folks thought. I just did. And I think it was because
Right.
of all that stuff that happened when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Like just being picked on and stuff. I just did.
What people thought.
I just wanted
mattered
to hang out in the
sense.
shadows. Just like my heart wanted to be out there in the open, but my mind just kept putting me in the shadows
shadows,
because I
yeah.
just didn't want to be pointed
Put
out.
out there. Mm-hmm.
I feel like I kind of cared a little bit. Like, I can't sit here and
You
say I
did.
was tough. But I think really and truly I cared. But
but
then my
acted
attitude,
like you didn't care.
it was like I didn't care.
gotcha.
But the temper
yeah.
tantrums and the fighting and
everything else
it
was like a way of acting out, trying
right.
to
So it was
be
like I kind of
heard.
cared. Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
trying to be
being or
heard,
something
trying to
like
be
that.
heard, trying to be
I'm
heard.
still trying
yeah.
to figure out, why I felt like I wasn't good enough for certain situations, or I
Right.
wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Because,
Mhm.
like, yeah, I'm modeling and stuff, but still, like, I ain't good at this. In
your thoughts and in
thinking
your
I'm
feelings,
not good at
you thought
this,
you
or
weren't good at it.
I can't go and I can't do this because I'm not good at that.
Mhm.
Ciao, bye.
Mm-hmm.
All that's
Well,
a lie.
everything has basically changed. As you get older, I think you change more on what you expect of yourself, or what you
Right.
think of yourself. But you can have a good, I guess, a person's idea of you younger could have a great impact on your life
Yeah.
at that
Whether
age.
you want it to or
Yeah,
not.
whether you want it to or not, it could have.
Unless you got somebody there that's like there and sees it and can guide you in the right direction. You just
It'll
on your
have you
own.
think you can't do nothing. Like,
True.
literally,
yeah,
your childhood trauma or anything,
whatever you're dealing
if they
with.
told you something or something like that, it'll have you thinking you can't do nothing.
nothing.
I felt like I
You're
was
right.
on my own. I feel like when nobody came, I was just trapped, being verbally abused and just trapped in it.
and couldn't.
I
go
thought I
nowhere.
had got past it, but somehow like your subconscious just be acting in the
In it.
like
in that
Yeah.
moment.
yeah, be
It takes you
responding
back
to that
moment.
trauma or
Mhm.
those events that happen when you really not trying to.
That's true.
True.
It
Because still
does.
to this day, I still try to figure out why did I act out the way I acted out. Like, why was I so
Why were you acting the way?
hot-headed?
Yeah, and
Like,
not wanting
I
to
was a
listen,
hothead.
fight, everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I was a hothead. I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
really and truly, I'm not like that no more.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. You come for somebody that I love, I'm coming at you. But I'm not as hot-headed.
in that order, huh?
In look in that, like Mama D in that.
in that order.
You remember that song?
Uh-huh.
But I'm not as
In that
hot-headed.
order.
Like, one person can say something, I'm ready to just bust their head
Yeah.
open.
That's true.
And I'm still trying to figure out like why. I still to this day don't know why I acted out like that.
Maybe it'll just grow on you, and you'll be able to come to a realization. Oh, okay, this was the act. This was a thing that caused me to act this way.
Right. Because I'm still trying to like
Mhm.
piece that together. Because like I say, like I wasn't lacking anything. Or
It
nothing
might
like
have
that.
just been like a normal like teenage
Rebellion
response.
stage.
You
could've
you
been.
have your own way of letting it out, but those feelings of feeling less than could just be probably normal things that
Suppressed
you
and
go
then,
through
yeah.
during that time, like middle school and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
But
Could be.
oh, I was gonna say like when I was because you were talking about how you changed and how you act differently now when you grow up. I think it changed for me, and it got different and I noticed that it was only my family members that were saying stuff like that. Like, not y'all per se, but like, it was only
External family members.
my, like family members. I was gonna say it specifically, but just family members saying it. And then I would turn around and be out with other people. Oh, you're so smart. You're so talented. So amazing.
Right.
Don't forget the little people when you get big and all this stuff like that. I was like, I was just be thinking in my head, okay.
It's crazy how your own family can have you feeling like
can
you're
have-
not good
they
enough.
said the exact
It'll be
opposite.
that thumb, like they say,
Right.
that they suppress on you, and you have to break away.
They're the first ones to have you
have to
feeling
break-
like
you have
you're
to
not
break
good
away.
enough at whatever you want to do.
And it's still to this day. Like, they will, like, it triggers, like, being around them, they'll say something and it triggers those feelings, and
Those
you just gotta
feelings.
fight it.
Right.
Like, fight it
I
back.
didn't know
Like,
you
this
was
is just
doing
who you
that.
are. Every time.
every
like, so if somebody can say something, it just kind of like bring you
It brings her back to remembering.
Those
this
just
happened.
feelings of being less than, those feelings of just not being up to their standard. But then you have to
Yeah.
remember that you're not here, you're not living for them.
And
not-
you what, 21?
Yeah.
You just turned
Yeah,
21. And that's
21.
and look,
And,
9,
yeah.
8 years old, you still that's
dealing with
crazy.
that. It is,
But I
crazy.
can
Still
say, you
dealing
want to know
with it.
something that might be true, because I wasn't dealing with nothing like from family members or anything like that was like self-esteem wise. But basically telling me what a
What you
job
could not
was
do, yeah.
and
What
what
your
a career was.
capabilities.
Yeah, my capabilities. Still to this day, I can say that I'm like, whatever I want to do, I'll be like, dang, is this even a job? Is
Right.
this, is this that?
Right.
And I'm like,
That's
the
true.
heck? I be having to tell myself, girl, shut up.
Right, I know. Be quiet. Silence those thoughts.
I be like, girl, what you
Quickly.
talking about? What's going
Silence
on?
those thoughts quickly.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But now that I think about it, it does that.
It has a lingering effect on you, on everything that you do.
Right, it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
And like I said, that it's like at a young age when you feel like you're not good enough, it's basically family members. I mean,
Majority
of course,
of that's all you're around
right.
for the first
Five,
half of
6
your
years?
life.
Really
yeah.
and truly, the whole
the first
really-
decade of your life,
you
you
pretty
really
much around
mainly
family
around
members.
family members.
Right. And you know what?
Yeah.
Honestly, teachers' words other kid words like matter. But when your family say something crazy or say something
hits
out their
home.
way, then it'd be like,
Yeah.
it'd be a real shocker.
I get bullied from time to time, like in school and like grade school and whatnot,
Right.
but it was mainly from family.
Yeah.
Being bullied.
And I don't know, like they thought it was, I guess they thought it was cute because like they still do it to other kids and everything too.
They probably think it's just cute.
It's just
I pray
their
for
way of
them.
life.
I pray they find,
They get
happiness.
it together. I think awareness is everything.
Right.
You have to first know what you're doing and then admit, okay, well,
This is what I'm doing.
I am doing this.
Well, you
Let
gotta
me
know,
go
but you
ahead and
gotta believe
change.
that it's wrong. Like
True.
True.
You have to want to see that
with
it's
ours,
wrong
you
and
hit
change
that
it.
stump of it's just me. I'm gonna do what I do. It's just me.
I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be me all day,
I'm
every day.
gonna be me regardless. It's not gonna
Yeah.
change. I'll say it to your face. All
Right.
that stuff like that.
A bit much.
Really and truly, it's a bit
Yeah,
much.
it's a bit much.
But like I just said, it's crazy how that can happen, where they can make you feel like you're not good enough. And really and truly, whoever listens to this podcast, don't let nobody tell you you're not good
Please
enough
Please
for
don't.
nothing.
Please
Like
don't.
there is not a such thing as not being good enough.
Not at
because you
all.
can learn
Non-existent.
how to be better. You might not be the best at something, but you can learn
You
how
grow.
to be better, and you can
grow day by day.
Yeah, like
to,
you
to
can
be
grow
the
and do
best that you
everything.
can be.
Right. And it's not so much of I'm not good enough. It's, oh, I'm kind of a beginner right now. Let me get into being in that. It's like intermediate stage. And then after you get to that stage, girl, you're an expert. Or man, you're an expert.
be.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You just
Your
keep,
knowledge is gonna help anybody
elevating.
else.
That's
Can
why
help
like
others.
I'm very against bullying. Like
Right.
even self-bullying. Like if I hear somebody, especially people younger than me, like kids in high school or something like that,
Right.
like I'm not good enough to do this, or I can't do that. Yeah,
Right.
you can.
Yes, you
can.
can.
Whatever
You
you wanna
can.
do.
You can do it if you want to.
Any
Right.
and everything you want to do, you can
It's
do
books. It's YouTube. It's
Yeah.
also,
It's anything.
you can learn how to do something.
it. You can learn how to do anything.
And I-
Self-taught is best.
Right. And
You
it has
learn-
been where, I've like said I want to do something, and them, like Ash was saying, it does bring back like
Memories.
People,
Yeah. And then you sit there and you talk about it. You're like, okay, why am I not thinking that I can do this when I know I can do it?
Right.
Yeah.
It's very weird, but
I'm trying to remember. Did I ever have an experience?
Right, you ain't said nothing.
I've always been just the rebellion, not the rebellion, the
Trailblazing.
rebellion child
That's a
of wanting to fight my rebellion. It's like you told me I can't do nothing. I'm like, shh, watch me and let me show you. I'm gonna
And
do
I
it.
wish-
If I can fail at doing it and
I
still
be
say
happy
I did
that I
it.
did it.
And back
Okay.
then, I saw it. I saw like Raven just standing up and whatever else. Even though they didn't give her a hard time at all when it came to like stuff like that. Like
When
what
I
they,
was and I me y'all, I was at work.
Work, honey.
which one the
I was
problem?
at work the whole
But-
time.
You gotta do what you gotta do. It was just you and us.
I was at work.
But dang, what was I saying?
They
You
didn't
said
give me
they
a
didn't
hard
give Raymond a
time.
hard time.
No, before that.
I forgot
You
what
said
you
something
said.
about trailblazing.
Oh, I know what I was talking about. I was saying that I wish that that I had that, that gall, that boldness to
Right.
just stand up or just not care about it. But as much as I
Right.
tried not to care about it, I cared
You
about
cared
it.
about it.
And it just I
'Cause
just
really
went
and
into my
truly,
hole.
Not like I don't want to say you sensitive, but you do have you have a.
I am
heart.
overly sensitive.
Oh, she said she overly
Listen,
sensitive.
she said
Okay.
herself. Yeah, you, and you know what? You try so hard to cover it up, but you couldn't.
You
cover it
got
up.
to.
I don't know about.
I think she
covering
tried-
it
I
up.
think when I was younger, I put up like
Up
put the
front,
guard
yeah.
up so.
Okay.
But that was so nobody would attack me even more because I put
Right.
myself as sensitive out, then I just get open for attack.
You
So I had
would.
to
Yeah.
build it up. But then now I learn how to, keep the guard up, but not like,
isolate.
not have no steel guard.
Right.
Like have a little sheet or something so you can cover yourself when it needs to be covered,
That's
but
true.
show people that you can empathize and all that stuff like that.
Right.
Because I
'Cause I
wanted to love
empathize
on
with
people and just love and, spread it. You can't make music like guarded up because the music is purely emotion.
It is.
It really is. If you're not feeling the
Lyrics are
emotions,
emotion.
then
You might as well not. You might as well close shop. And not
People
even
will
try to
feel you
sing.
before they hear you, before
You're
they
right.
see you. It's all about feeling, emotion,
It
energy,
is.
and all that stuff like that.
Right.
So I had to learn how to navigate through that because I
And
didn't
not
get a
let a guard
chance
be
to when
up.
I was younger.
right.
That's true. That's
That's
true.
crazy.
Yeah. That is so true. Just dealing with things that you don't even know you had to deal with. I guess that's what you have to think about.
Not realizing
Not
how
realizing how bad of a
how massive it was, I
after-
guess, like how big it would, how much of an effect it had
on you.
on you, and then you realizing it so long, like way later, you're like, dang, that did have an effect on me. I didn't know.
And the crazy part is like, so now if anybody offends me or say something that don't rub me the right way, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna get it out. So, cause I realize it'll go in me, and then I be hurt,
Right.
and they just going about their day thinking
Oh,
they
right.
just did the right thing or something
I've
like that.
I guess that's probably
Yeah.
why I've always.
I had
just-
to learn to do that to set it free, but I had wished that somebody else I knew of somebody else that was experiencing that same thing, because you end up thinking that you're the only one experiencing
True.
it when so many other people
other
have,
people that
but they
experience
just like put it underneath and just
Or like me,
hit
I
it.
fight.
and don't say anything, or you don't know that they're dealing with it. So you
Yeah,
just
don't say it like,
"Oh, we just-
imagine how many people could just heal, like self-heal from all this stuff if you knew that somebody else could relate to your pain.
True.
Y'all heal so much quicker when y'all can relate, but now like everybody wants to just hold everything, guard everything, and just put the big guard up.
Yeah, kind of
Like
like
nothing
right now,
affects
like,
me, nothing hurts me.
basically talking to the people, if you don't feel like you're good enough,
Oh yeah, you don't
scratch
feel
it,
like it. Yeah,
because there's no such thing as
Right.
not being good enough.
You
That's
are
true.
good. You're perfect. You're the best.
Right.
yeah.
Exactly.
You're wonderfully made.
and you
in
can do
your
whatever
own
you want
way.
to do.
Yeah, you're wonderfully
And if
made.
you feel like you need to study some more, but you still can go do it. It's not that you're not good enough at all.
you're empowered to do exactly what
Right.
it is you want to do. Don't let nobody else tell you what you can and cannot do.
Because really and truly, if people feel like you can't, like you're not good enough and stuff like that, that ain't nothing but fear.
That's
And
right.
then
Right.
that just stops the process. Like
It does.
I
It
probably
halts the
would've started
process.
It
something
cripples
a long time ago.
It cripples you to where you feel like and then also if you have somebody to tell you verbally that you're not good enough, then if you wanted to go out and try to do something
It's
that
just a
they said
mental.
you couldn't do, you'd be afraid.
Yeah,
But
it's
then, like,
fear.
imagine
And it holds
just
you back.
being
Yeah.
in that environment with that figure, that
like
person that just keeps
suffocating
doing it.
your dreams and goals that you have set for yourself.
And
Because they
before
tell
you
you
know, you
can't
could have
do
did
it.
something 5-6 years ago,
Right.
But you didn't because you was
Something
in
great,
fear.
something amazing.
Like I
Right.
said, under that thumb of oppression. That's what I call it. I call it
In so many
oppression.
ways.
Y'all be aware, Miss B. She gonna be coming out here with these words, honey. She gonna be cutting throats.
That's what I call it.
She said oppression. She said
Oppression.
not under the
That's
thumb,
what
oppression.
Yeah, it's like you just that's not cool at all.
It really ain't cool.
Not
it ain't
at
cool
all.
at all.
And you know what? The thing about it is, if I would have known, if I would have like honed into Ash and you, well, you was just rebel. You just fighting. So I'm like, hey, what this girl fighting today? What? Okay, but with Ash. If I would have known, all of them would have been got. You know, I mean, it would have been like
would have been
civil war going on. Cause I ain't play about that at all.
I just ain't say nothing, and I ain't like when all them like if an argument would take place. Or something like that. I ain't like that. That makes me sick.
And she would have been on it.
On top.
Like, I can't
And
be in no
about
argument, no
really
heat, no nothing. If you on the phone, y'all about to
it
argue or
been
something like
vocal.
that, or you about to fight, I gotta go
It would
because
have
it
been
makes
very
me
vocal.
sick physically.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I'm glad that it's all not you know now exactly how everything is.
Right.
So you're able to stop it before it even reaches to that certain level.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's just like it helps us help somebody else.
Right.
Because at one point,
But here's the thing though, in order to help somebody else, you have to be knowledgeable. Somebody have to tell you, this is what I'm going. You won't be able to tell somebody just coming up.
But somebody like for instance, you listen to the podcast. If you feel like you're not good enough out there,
okay,
we just basically told you our
how
experiences
to go about doing
at
it.
the end of the day,
But
like I said, it's non-existent.
I do have a question. Like how I said before, of how like sometimes it'll be triggered, and then I have to combat it and overcome it. I want to ask, like, is it good that it never goes away? Per se, like, is it good that it keeps coming to remind us of how to do it so you can help other people? Because if it was going away like forever, you just be like, ha, it's gone, like on your pedestal, like just done with it. Would you still help people with it if it had ended, like severed at that point?
So you
or do you need those reminders to keep?
Yeah. So you pretty much saying like if you are triggered by it, then you can help. Well,
like,
I mean,
will it ever go away?
I don't think it goes away.
I don't think it does either. But
it's a part of your memory, so
it's like embedded in your brain.
Yeah.
So like I said before, like with me, it was embedded in my brain that the things that I wanted to accomplish were not real.
Mm-hmm.
They did not exist. And so every time I try to do something, I remind myself or I think of when somebody told me that it didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And so with it not existing, I'm like, okay, who phone?
It's on vibrate.
Oh, okay. It's cool. But anyway, nobody. You can't
Should I put it on silent?
It should be fine. But anyway, like I was saying was, so every time I try to do something, I remember being told what I'm doing is not a job. Because it's not like I'm clocking in to the old man, big man boss. And so I think me knowing that, it's like it just fuels the drive.
I think you just got to switch it for your good, because I would hate for us to be talking and like they feel like that first time they overcome it, like it's not going to happen anymore.
Right, because it'll happen.
Because it might happen and it might trigger your emotions, and you got to learn that like you're in control of your emotions and
or how you
got to channel it for good opposed to bad. Like you got to channel it for the good.
Right. It's really how you respond to it. And of course, it's not going, like I said, this happened 13, 12 years old. And so after a while, it just became to be something I was like, you know what? I'm going to remember this. And I know it's going to always come up, but I'm going to turn it into this. So instead, I'm going to show you that it can be a job. And I just be saying, hey to you, in 2 years from now, I'll be like, hey, how you doing? And you say, where I work at? Oh, for myself. And then you'll be just like, okay, cool.
But it's only small-minded people that think that way.
Right. But that was also, 13 years ago? So was that even... What was
I think
was that even a thing to even dream or wish you can become?
I'm sitting here counting like, what was 13 years ago?
I was trying to count and I was like, okay,
math.
Yeah,
I can't count no more. But really, I think
because there wasn't any YouTube. What was that? It non-existent.
Right.
Facebook was just coming out, or maybe MySpace was out,
and it wasn't like
nobody was doing
platform to do things on.
It wasn't.
And then when it finally reached the platform where some people were getting on, then of course everybody probably was like, "That's not no job." I know people right now probably got millions of subscribers or millions of anything on YouTube, social media, anything, and making bank. And they probably saying, "Hey, how you doing?" to their family members. Because that'll be me. What happened? It stopped recording?
Too high. Temp too high.
Oh, whatever.
Girl, what we gonna do?
We're just gonna go ahead and record, and then we're gonna just
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna.
So
get that
we
part.
still got audio, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
good.
still going.
Okay.
But anyway, y'all, would y'all want to end it off? Anyway, what was I saying?
We were talking about the.
Oh yeah, probably people that's like saying hey to their family members right now about them saying it wasn't a real job, and really and truly, y'all really can just show out for yourself and go after what you want to go after. And basically turn back up and say, hey, how you doing? To everybody that knocked you. For real.
You ain't gotta turn right. Just live your life.
Live your
Just
life and be
live it.
happy in what you.
Because
in what
when
you're
you
doing.
say go back into them, it's like you
Did
lived.
not go back to them. I'm saying turn up. And if you ever run into them or see them or anything like that, then it's like,
you ain't
hey.
mention that part.
Oh, okay. Well, if you ever see them, run into them, at the family reunion, if you ever have one with Rona, but you can just be like, hey, how you doing? And there you go. You doing what you do, and you are good enough, and don't let nobody tell you that you're not. It does not exist not being good enough.
That's true. I don't think I ever felt not from a standpoint of that as far as not being good enough. It was mainly probably thinking that I wasn't good enough in aspects of attaining stuff or trying to move
I think that
forward.
that probably was mine too. Or like wanting to do what I wanted to do and felt like it wasn't reachable.
Right.
But yeah, y'all. So we are out of time here. Like I said, I only wanted this to be about 30 minutes, and we have reached the 26-minute mark.
Woo-woo.
And y'all, this is our first podcast. Please let us know how we did down below. Comment, just do anything like that. My camera actually went off, and so right now you're probably listening to the recording of it, but
looking at the graphic.
Right. But you have been listening to Real Talks with Raven and Alexis, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.